Good morning, I'm Kelsey and welcome to Dragontrek. I headed out of the shelter. It's 8:10. Had to do some checks just to know where I'm going when I'm going into town today. So after I got into camp shelter yesterday, because it had been raining, I stopped 4 miles earlier than I had planned, since the next shelter has a leaky roof and I wouldn't have stayed dry there. And as it turns out, if I had continued, I would have gotten wet on the way there because it started raining again. And not only did it start rain, the river I crossed, which was just before the shelter and didn't even reach my knees, probably somewhere up my calves, was waist high or higher after that rain. And there were people who crossed or tried to cross the river after that, and I didn't see it myself. I was already in my sleeping clothes and I was not going to go back to the river just to record that. Even though I wanted to see it, I did not want to risk getting all of my clothes wet. I'm expecting a 10-mile day. I'm stopping 4 miles earlier than I was planning on, because there's a parking lot 4 miles earlier than the parking lot I was planning on getting off at. And I'm planning on going to Killington, since I was in Rutland yesterday. I'm planning on going to Killington today and then continuing on to New Hampshire. To focus on the trail, I continued forward for some time. I missed this arrow and I missed these stairs. Fortunately, I took the standard solution when I saw that Far Out told me that I was off trail and I hadn't seen any blazes for a while. So I went back and I found where I was supposed to turn off, and now I can. I just crossed this insanity. The trail goes there. It goes up to first that log, and then it comes to this tree with that on top, and with a 30-40 pound backpack to boot, and you're trying to navigate that. This is almost like North Carolina all over again, another obstacle course. So we are at 1,700 miles for those who have hiked all the way from Springer Mountain here. This seems unofficial, but it's a 1,700 miles mile marker. There's been a lot of mud today, but it rained a lot yesterday. Mostly rock hopping to get over the muddy parts, just like there are rocks here, but there's also a water source on trail. So it's not just mud here, it's wet, it's water, it's a river. In Sweden, every Christmas Eve, they show the same Disney programming they have shown since before I was born. A part of that is Donald Duck's Bird Lovers Expedition, in which he goes to the jungle to photograph a number of different birds. He gets really excited when he sees a bunch of the hummingbirds. And I saw a hummingbird. That's just awesome to me. I'm a geek that way, I guess. I was recording water evaporating from the roof of the shelter when a hummingbird flew into view. And I'm assuming it's a hummingbird because the hummingbird is the only bird I know that can hover. And if that's not a hummingbird, it's cool either way. I found another bird that can hover. Okay, so the trail goes under that log. The problem is that the log is way too low to go beneath with the pack, so we will need to do some bending and yeah, that's not going to be a fun passage. I ended up going sideways under the log, not using the trekking pole at all and holding on to the log. That way it was easier for me to get myself and the pack beneath the log without incident. Okay, so we're going up and it's rock scrambling and it's steep and there's a place up there. This is insane. Some views. Another one. Come on. This is going to be harder than the last one. Vermont is definitely another obstacle course. The trail has turned into a lake once again. Well, that was a very positive message. This is Cooper Lodge. It's been defaced. There are 4 bunks. That bunk, for example, is not exactly flat, and there are windows and more graffiti. And that's AT and LT north. The shelter is on trail. Despite the heavy rain yesterday, I cannot see any leakage onto the bunks. So they seem to be dry right now. Right now, of course, is almost 1 p.m. So it's been almost 24 hours, but I don't know how quickly a bunk would dry in these conditions. What I did find, though, was a crack in the wall. Mount Killington is a ski resort. This is obviously the wrong season for skiing, but why not get some views? I was told there was a different way up than the 0.2 Blue Blaze that shouldn't be as steep, and I'm thinking it's that way. Well, it was the way, and there are stairs. This reminds me of Amicalola Falls, though much nicer. The summit of Mount Killington. Some masts and some views over these vast vistas. And then the woods I came through to get here. Now, a number of signs to camps and shelters and trails. I'm going to Churchill Scott Shelter, which is 2 miles north. The sign says toilet, but it's pointing at the privy. I don't think that's a toilet. Hi, this is Editing Kansai. Unfortunately, I forgot to shoot an ending of today's hike. So keep on checking.